All right, hey guys.
How you doing?
Good morning.
I was just remarking, I didn't realize this. Aaron doesn't have a last name.
He doesn't.
Right?
Aaron doesn't have a last name.
Yeah.
He's just like Cher.
He's just like Cher.
Cher.
Yeah.
Aaron and Cher.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite old show, the Sonny and Aaron show.
Yeah, that's right. Does Michonne have a last name?
Yes.
She does.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't remember what it is.
We're going to the we're going to the Google
Let's
machine.
Google it, right?
Yeah.
Goldberg.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. This is a nice auditorium. Damn.
Yeah. Welcome to Des Moines. I love this town. I love being here a couple times a year. Thank you guys for having us back here.
Yeah.
So, I am a long-time Walking Dead fan myself, reading the comics, the graphic novels, and obviously watching the show. Were you guys, how many of you were aware of the comics, the graphic novels, before you auditioned and were cast?
Well, I definitely was a fan of the show before I got on it.
Okay,
I auditioned 3 times. The third time was Aaron. And my buddy Doug, I'll never forget this, he introduced me to the comics back in like 2009, I want to say. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, but I just didn't really dive into it until I started watching the show a year later, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. And I really wanted to get on that show. But Chandler was the resident, like, I think you and Josh were the resident comic book historians, because they knew what was going to happen well before any of us. So we'd pick Chandler's brain and be like, what's going to happen next? Do you know what's going to happen? And you knew.
Yeah. I was super into it. I started. Well, I got the audition for the show. I was 10, and my parents took me to the comic book store down the road, and we picked up the first volume. They probably should have read it first,
Right.
Before,
this is what I'm thinking before handing
letting
it
me
to a
read it.
10-year-old. Yes.
Yeah, because I immediately got it, and I just like flew through the whole first first volume, and I was just instantly hooked. And I remember when I got the part, I was like running around the house like screaming, and I changed like my iPod Touch's like wallpaper to Carl, like the comic Carl and everything. It was like, I was like, oh, this is so cool! I'm so stoked. Yeah, it was awesome.
You mentioned that being 10 years old, getting this role on a pretty dark show. So being a child actor in that environment, what was that feeling for you? Was it tough separating the show? As, I don't want to say, hey, a kid having nightmares, but seeing some of the things that you saw on set and then going home and going to bed.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still bill production for my therapy, so there's that. No, it's I honestly, like, when you're on set and working and choreographing like all this stuff, it's just like a complex dance. You know what I mean? Like you're like talking with the stunt guys who are crazy talented and amazing at what they do, even with 30 pounds of prosthetics and makeup all over them, and they're just like insanely good at what they do. So it's just, you go up to them and you're like, all right, how do we make this look more cool? Can we do we cheat this like towards camera a little bit more? Or it's a very collaborative kind of experience, which I think removes any like real fear, fortunately.
Right. You mentioned the stunts and some of the scenes. What was for the three of you, your most, I guess, physically demanding scene, or possibly most mentally demanding scene as well?
For me, it was the construction site. When Abraham went Abe shit, as they call it. Just a lot of being out in Georgia in July and August is just, it's brutal, heat-wise. So to have some, a very physically active sequence, and to have to do it over and over again for any of us. And it's not even just like fighting, it's just like if you have to kind of hustle, not even full out running, but you got to hustle, and you're going to do something hustling like 15, 20 times. It's amazing how it takes it out of you, and you have to be aware of, hydrating and, electrolytes and things that you're sort of like, yeah, sure, until somebody just literally passes out in front of you. You're like, oh, we got somebody's down. Right. And it happened often. I mean, not so that we were like sort of like unfeeling towards it.
Right.
But when in normal circumstances somebody goes down, you're like, and everyone's like, oh shit, somebody went, like, here it was like, yeah, somebody went down. Are they okay? Yeah, they're fine. Okay, all right, we're gonna do, because it happens so often. You know, even with people who know better.
I think the one that comes to mind is actually one that Cudlitz directed. Aaron and Jesus sparring with each other in the woods.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was brutal too.
It was just hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
More than anything. I mean, we had to do all these fight choreography and everything, but like the hardest part was just the heat. I mean, you like he's saying, you're just so exhausted. You're expelling so much energy and you're sweating nonstop while also having to do this complex choreography. And he saved the day and made his day, which frequently did not happen on our show. When we say making the day, we mean finishing all the shots that you need to get done before the end of the day. And he was always finishing a day early, which was insane, because he came prepared and he came with his shot list in mind, and he really knew how he wanted to shoot everything. But he was really smart. He put a rail system around us, so it was shot on like rail tracks, basically, towards the action. And we could do our thing in the round, and it simplified the shots like crazy. So we were able to get it done in a fraction of the time because he was really smart with how he wanted to shoot it. And it felt more dynamic too. It felt like almost like an anime, the way it was shot. It was cool, yeah. So.
But you guys still had to do it like 10, 12 times the whole fight.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
A few times Tom got my hand. He was.
Yeah.
He was
that's the thing
kicks.
too. With the more you get tired, your focus goes. And that's when accidents happen. And it's not like, we plan everything out and you execute it, but it still accidents happen in that heat because you start to lose focus and the first thing that goes are your fine motor skills.
And you want it to look real too, so we were landing a few of those blows, but sometimes when you're frustrated or whatever, you go a little harder than you meant to, and you're like, oh, I'm so sorry,
Or sometimes you're just pissed off at Tom.
Yeah, right.
Did filming some of the scenes and the show in general, did it give you confidence that you could possibly survive a zombie apocalypse?
You're so silly. The zombie apocalypse. Yes, I feel like I could survive the zombie apocalypse now. No.
No. It's inevitable.
First wave, we're dead. First
I look at a couple of the episodes and you just go, who would want to?
That's true too.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
That's true too.
I think if they were 28 days later zombies, we'd all be screwed. We'd be so screwed.
Right.
But if they're slow-moving walkers like the ones we
Yeah.
have, I think we could be fine. I think it's just about management. It's about it's like cattle. They're like herding cattle. That's all it is.
So Ross, not non-character, but actual cast members. Who are you picking on your survival crew?
Well, definitely not these two.
Yeah,
They gave up right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were like, we gave up, so we kept them busy while you ran away.
Yeah.
I think Andy would be great because when Andy gets into his mode, he believes he is killing walkers. Like he gets very intense. So
He's crazy.
He gets into it. I'll just say that. Yeah. So I'd definitely say Rick would be a good addition. Shane too. Right. John. Yeah.
Speaking of Rick, Chandler, I'm going to ask you your thoughts on the first time you saw the Carl dad joke memes. It was the first time you're like, okay, this is funny, and then like the millionth time you're like, okay, that's enough.
Dude, you're like a meme. You're like a pop.
I know. That's like it's awesome.
Right.
I remember I was
Coral,
sitting.
stay in the house.
There it is.
Stay in the house, Coral.
Yep, 15 years. Yeah. I remember I was sitting on the bus on the way to school, and there was an app called iFunny, and just like featured memes, right? And I remember scrolling through, and then there was like a featured meme of that meme, and I was like, I'm on iFunny. I was like showing like all my friends on the bus, like, guys, I'm on iFunny. I'm like 12, 13, Just thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. But then I got it yelled at me for the next 15 years.
Counting.
Yeah.
Did as you are saying, hey, you're showing it off? Did being on the show as a young adult, did that help you in school, popularity wise, or was it like, there's Chandler, he thinks he's a big TV star?
No, I grew up, I didn't have to move to be able to be on the show at the same time, so I still had all my same friends, and I was always the kid that was going and doing auditions, and I would still have to leave school to go and film, back when no one cared about the show, well, what it was. So I don't know. As it grew in popularity, the dynamics didn't really change in my classes, and I still would get the occasional kid walking by me in the hall and yelling choral, But that was about the extent of it, It didn't help me popularity. I didn't win homecoming king or anything like that.
Did you think that we would still be here in 2025? That again, people would be yelling choral at you for 15 years. Did you think that this show had that longevity to it?
I don't think anyone did. No, I mean, after season 1, when we wrapped, we were all crying and hugging each other because we're like, man, this was a great summer, and, might never see each other again, because that's how it goes with TV. You just never know if anything is ever going to get picked up or if people are going to like it. Yeah, it's wild.
I also think that the whole landscape of TV and entertainment has changed. When I first started years ago, right when I got out of school, I was doing construction for film and television, and I worked on a show called Beverly Hills 90210, the original. And those guys were like Beatles. They would go places and people were chasing them and so on. And I was like, holy crap. And I was like, this has been a long time since something like this has happened. And at the time we were like, this is never going to happen again. And then I was on I did 12 episodes on the show as an actor, and I got a little bit of sort of that, people were like, hey, that's, are you on 90210? Yeah. And I was like, this is crazy. But again, it was like, this will never happen. And TV started diversifying, and all these streamers, and used to be, you'd have 35 million people watching every night, the 4 major networks. And then it became so diverse and sort of diluted. You'd have 2 million people watching a show, and that was a good night. So coming into this, I had the perspective of, okay, the show's big, but how big is it?
Right.
Until we started to have to fly into San Diego Comic-Con in a private jet, because they would literally shut down a terminal in the airport when Norman would fly in. And, Norman and 3 others are on the flight, and they would swarm the terminal in San Diego, and they were like, yeah, you can't do this anymore. So they wouldn't allow us to come in unless we flew in private.
Oh, wow.
So, but then you're on the plane with, the whole cast flying private, and you look around and you're like, this show could be off the air if this plane goes down. This is all of us.
There was one time we were going up and
it
dropped.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, God.
And Norman was like, what was that?
Yeah.
And we're like, what do you mean? I've done this a million times. This has never happened. That was bad. And the pilots were like, well, yeah, that was bad.
By the way, we do have time now. If you have questions, please feel free to get in line. And while folks are getting in line, I'm going to ask you this question. Was there ever, obviously, a super emotional show? Dark themes, but was there ever an unintentionally funny scene where that you just couldn't get past? You're like, this isn't supposed to be funny, but it was.
I think of 2, but okay. the number one that comes to mind is after the Negan lineup, when Glenn gets his eyeball gouged out. It was dangling like one of those paddle balls, and his eye was bouncing all over the place. And I was asking what he's doing after this. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna work on Voltron for a little bit." And I was like, his eye was just bouncing. I was like, "Dude,
look at me!
Stop!
Look at me!"
He had like a canoe for a head. It was just like, boom.
My eye is down here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
Steven, what are you going to be doing?
So that was just gross and funny at the same time. But the first one was it was a second unit shot we had to do because we didn't get it on the day. But I had to basically kick away a zombie that was coming at me. I was tied up. Rick and the gang had tied me up because they weren't sure if they could trust me yet. And we had just come back from lunch. And this poor guy, I think his name was John, I can't remember his last name, but we had just come back from lunch, and he had pads on his belly, for me to kick him, but every time I kicked him, he would fart. Like aggressively fart. Like it wasn't just like a little like, it was like a and I was like,
Somebody's glad they don't remember his last name.
true. I felt bad for him, but I was
John
like, buddy,
Smith.
you gotta stop farting. It's like, and Cooper, people don't know this, a lot of people don't know this, but Jerry was actually a sound guy on our show before he was Cooper, or before he was Jerry. And he was booming. He was booming that. And I looked over at him, I was like, are you picking this up? He's like, dude, every bit. And I was like, okay, great. I'm like, can we use it? He's like, no. So this guy had to like steel himself and just, yeah, every time. It was great. It was great.
Love that.
Hello. What is your name?
Better.
Gabriel,
Hi, Gabriel.
which character death was the saddest to each of you?
Yeah, which one hit you the hardest?
Herschel was for me the saddest. Noah was the most disgusting. You didn't ask about disgusting. I just threw that in there. You got like a part B to your question.
Lori's death for me was, yeah, that was not a fun one. It was just like, it was such a long sequence. It was like, 2 days of crying nonstop, and just the mental space that you have to like, because your body doesn't know that it's not real, when you're acting, and so when you have to put like your body in that space of like, okay, I'm having to kill my mom because we had to cut my baby sister out of her stomach, and she's gonna turn into a zombie if I don't put a bullet in her head. It's like the most like dark place imaginable on your 13th birthday. So it's like
That was your birthday, wasn't it?
it was right around then, yeah. So it was like, yeah. So yeah, that one was pretty tough.
Remind me what happened right after that scene. Didn't your father confront you or something? Didn't he?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah.
No. For me, it was Sasha. Sasha was Sanique was one of the first people. Well, she and Maggie were the first two that I worked with on the show, and Sanique was just like the brightest light. She's just the happiest, most optimistic person. And when she died, we were all we were all crowded around Video Village, and then watching her put in the earbuds and decide she was going to basically kill herself in that coffin so that she could attack Negan. And the tears that she were crying, those were real tears. Those were like, she was sad to be leaving the show, and we were sad to lose her, And I just thought that she played that part so beautifully. So losing her was like, losing all these guys. Everybody it's hard to pick because there were so many affecting deaths, but she was the one that really hurt the most for me, probably. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Bella. My question is for Chandler. What was it like playing Peter Parker?
Oh, that was it's like a fan film thing that I did. It was like a short like horror take on Spider-Man. But yeah, it was really sick. We had to do like the climbing up the walls and the like jumping over buildings and everything. Yeah, it was really, really awesome. Like literal dream come true was like seeing the call sheet and seeing mine like number 1, Chandler Riggs, Peter Parker. That was like the coolest thing ever. It was sick.
Hi, I'm Logan.
Hi, Logan.
Big fan of the show. My question is for all three of you. If you were in the apocalypse, would you rather get your eye shot out, lose your arm, or get your head bashed in?
I'd like to get my head bashed in, Logan. Ross?
As much as I loved having a fake arm with a mace on it, I think having 2 hands would be very helpful, for a lot of reasons. So I'd prefer to get my eyeball shot out.
Well, having one eye is not fun either. No, having no depth perception and like, having no peripheral vision. The amount of times I bumped into like a doorway as I'm trying to like walk through it, or there was a time when you were trying to hand me something on my right side and like zero perception of you handing that to me. I don't know though. Having 2 hands is pretty sick. So, I still might take the eye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, I'm B. Because they intertwine so much, do you guys have favorite Invincible characters, and who are they?
You probably know more about
Yeah.
all of them than any of us.
I mean, I really love Red Rush. I'm sure you guys know, as played by this gentleman right here. I love that they keep bringing more and more people from Walking Dead into that show, and we obviously just had Negan play Conquest. I know who's playing Thrag next, and it's very exciting. But I know it's controversial, but I do like Omni-Man. He's a prick. We all hate Omni-Man, but he's also kind of like Negan, where you're like, damn, I actually kind of like this guy.
Get it.
Yeah.
I heard I've had two people come up to me in the last convention, not this one, a couple weeks ago, and said that they're doing the prequel.
Yeah.
Is that true? The comic?
Yeah.
So would that be all those other characters alive?
I think it's yes. I think.
That world.
Yeah.
At least.
I think they're doing a demon, Dark Blood. What's his name? Dark Blood, the detective shit.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing.
What is it? So it's true.
Damon Darkblood. What is it? Anyway.
A lot of
that guy.
Invincible fans
Yeah,
out there.
I think they're doing a spinoff with him. Yeah. So we could go back.
Maybe.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Yeah. And I was so happy because I didn't know he did a Russian accent.
I didn't know I did a Russian
Yeah.
accent. I thought they replaced me. I told my wife, I said, I think they replaced me because it was pretty over the top. And then I heard it, and I'm like, yeah, that was no. I go, that's not me. She's like, are you an idiot? She goes, that is so you.
It's you.
But every time I do it, Kirkman's like, do it more. I go, more? I go, I feel like I'm doing like a parody of a Russian person.
I love it.
What are you doing? So
I love
anyway,
it.
all right.
Yeah, Omni-Man for me as well. Dude, just like such an awesome, fun character to watch, and yeah, it's not much needs to be said, honestly. Like it's just amazing. J.K. Simmons is fantastic as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. I would like to know what's all your guys' favorite lines from the show.
For me, I kind of like the vast ocean of shit line, because if you read it, if you were to pick that up written somewhere and just read it, it doesn't mean anything. It literally makes no sense. But emotionally, you know exactly. You're like, yeah, it's a vast ocean of shit that you people don't know shit about. Rick Grimes knows every fine grain of said shit. What? Yeah, he does.
I like at the end of season 4 when they finally all the gang gets back together in this boxcar at Terminus. The last line is from Rick, and it's so sad because it's so lame on like how we aired it on the show, and it's you're screwing with the wrong people. But in the comics and in the Blu-ray version, it's you're effing with the wrong people, and it's like the perfect time to do it. And Andy was so like frustrated that we didn't just do it. He was going up to the producers and be like, guys, why? Let's just like air it. Let's just air me saying the F word and just like let's just do it. And it's like, and they're like, no, Andy, like they will not let us air the show again if we do that. Like there's like regulations from the government that like say that we can't do this.
And now it's like F-bomb city.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, Maggie. What are we doing? Fuck it. I don't know, Negan. Fuck this. Fuck that. Like what?
But we can show, Michael Cudlitz's head getting bashed in, and guts getting poured out, and us wearing guts, but couldn't say the F word.
I like most of Abraham's lines the most. I think Abraham and Eugene had the funniest lines, but for me, Mother Dick. I don't know. There's just something so funny. It's like, what?
Like them were like, what?
Mother Dick? Like what? Who says that? Like, I've never heard that in my life.
Thank you.
What was your favorite?
Mine?
Yeah.
On the spot here.
Sorry.
We're all watching. We're all waiting for you.
My favorite line is when Carl ran up to his dad when he first met him in season 1.
Dad, that's the line?
Yeah,
all right.
just that.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
that. Yeah. It's a good part.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, bud.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Amanpreet, and my question is for everyone. So, as you guys seem like big fans of the whole Walking Dead universe, and I was wondering if you have ever played or watched the Telltale Walking Dead games?
I have, yeah. They're fantastic. Yeah, huge fan. Yeah, they did such an amazing job with those games, and it really is just one of the best choice-based games out there, and especially for its time too. It was so amazing. Clementine's an amazing character, and the whole the first game, with Lee. Oh God, it's so sad. It's so good. I love it. I could go on and on about it. It's amazing.
I cannot go on and on about it
Yeah.
because I've never played it. But Cooper and I, who played Jerry, we were in Cincinnati 6-7 years ago, and we were at a Dave & Buster's, and we saw the Walking Dead arcade game, and we played that for a little bit. We were pretty stoked. It's where you have the bow and arrow, the crossbow. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's a fun one. Yeah. What about you?
I don't. I can even tell you less than him.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name's Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
My question was, what is a storyline that you hoped for your character that never came on the show, whether it was from the comics or just something in your own head?
I would have liked to see Abraham. I wish they didn't kill Abraham and Glenn the same episode. I feel like they wasted it. It was too much. It would have been enough with either one of us. So I would have loved to have seen Abraham go just a little bit longer into all-out war with Sasha, so the audience could have experienced Sasha and Abraham together as soldiers, and I think that would have been very cool. And then for him to do something selfless and take himself out in saving everyone else. So that would be the only sort of tweak I would do. I knew that they were getting back to the comics, at least the geography and when the character's relative passed away when I came on. So my death didn't surprise me. But that and I wasn't sort of crazy bummed out when it happened. I knew, okay, we're at that time. But I would have said just a little bit longer.
In the comics, Jesus and Aaron team up to take down Beta, and Aaron gets stabbed in the side and he's bleeding out, and then they really just rally and they beat the crap out of him. They finally take him down, and that was in the comics one of my favorite sequences. And of course, it got taken away and given to Daryl. But yeah, we would have loved to have done that. That would have been cool. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a scene in season 2 that we never ended up shooting, but it was in the first draft of the script that I had gotten. And it was, I don't know if you guys remember the episode where Carl goes and steals a gun or something and is just doing random 11-year-old stuff. And yeah, so how the original teaser for the start of that episode went was Carl goes they're at the farm, so he goes into the RV, into the bag of guns that Rick has, and he takes a gun and he takes a walkie-talkie, and he goes out into the field and he goes on the walkie-talkie like Rick did for Morgan, and he talks to Sophia, and it's a whole just monologue of how we're looking for you, we're gonna find you, and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so sick. And then I got my acting coach in, and we went through the scene again. It was I was like, all right, it's on the schedule, we're gonna do it. And then they cut it and replace it with something else. I'm like, dang, man, that was so cool. But yeah, it's all good. That's how it goes.
Thank you. Those were great answers.
Thank you. All right, so we have about 10 minutes left. I think we have about 10 people in line. We're going to try to get through as many as possible. So a little lightning round. Hello.
Hi, I got a question for Chandler. So The Spider, what would you think about doing a full-length horror film on it?
Dude, I'd be so down. It'd be so much fun. Obviously, we couldn't make any money off of it because it would have to go through, Marvel. So I don't think anyone would want to pay for it. So there's that.
Well, what if Marvel was offering to do it?
That'd be awesome. I think I'd be a fool to say no to that. That would be really sick. Yeah.
Well, he's here to tell you that he actually is a producer for Marvel. And Chandler,
I'm actually Mr. Marvel.
What?
Chandler Riggs, you are! No, it's not happening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name is Gracie. I was wondering what your guys' favorite memory or inside joke on set was.
That you're allowed to say in public.
Yeah. For me, I think just my favorite memories are they kind of blur, but it was just really all the hanging out in between takes with all these guys. The work is so intense that we were goofballs in between, and just we met a lot of friends that we'll have for the rest of our lives. You know, you don't work on a show for that long. Even the people you're not incredibly close with, you're closer than most. And for me, it's all the in between stuff.
When I first got on the show, 2014, Jesus, I can't believe it was that long ago. We used to play this game called Heads Up, right?
Like this?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's still a thing, but we played that for days and days and days in between. Because you got to remember, back in the old days of 2014, internet wasn't really available in a lot of these places in Georgia where we were filming in the rural sticks a lot of times. So we had to entertain ourselves somehow, and that was oftentimes how we did it. And I just loved that. It was so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one time where, do you mind? So whenever someone new gets cast on the show, we look at the cast list. We're like, oh, who's new coming onto the show? And we saw for Aaron it was gonna be Ross. And so we look him up, go to IMDb and everything else, and we find a YouTube channel. And we're like, oh well, let's check it out. He's got impressions of us on of our characters. Yeah, you did, because we watched the one of you for Rick, and we were at lunch and we were watching it, and we were like, dude, this guy does a better Rick than Andy does. He's nailing it. We pull up his Daryl thing and everything, and we were like, oh my god, this guy. This is awesome. We got to ask him to do his impressions when he gets on the set. I don't think we ever did, but yeah, or maybe we did.
Alana did.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name's Hope. I've never seen the show at all. I'm asking for my husband, who's a big fan. His name's Robert. If you had to survive the zombie apocalypse with Aaron, Carl, or Abraham, who would you choose as your partner?
Probably him.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that the consensus?
Not to knock either one of our characters, but he was a seasoned soldier. He was actually in the army well before the shit hit the fan, so to speak. So probably Abraham. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Who would you?
Oh gosh.
She's never seen the show.
Never seen the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
literally never.
But having just met us,
should I just throw out a name and
Yes.
pretend it's someone on the show? Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she would do great.
Great. Thank you.
she's quick. The name implies.
Hello. What's your name?
I'm Christine. Sorry, a little nervous. Other than your characters, who do you relate to or admire in the show?
Baby Judith.
Nice.
That's my answer.
Period. Yeah. Michonne for me. Yeah, Michonne's always been my favorite character in comics and in the show. Just amazing, and Denai is the perfect person to play that character.
My mom as well.
yeah, just amazing and just strong and just an awesome character to watch.
Yeah.
Baby Judith.
You're sticking with Baby Judith?
Baby Judith.
Okay. You gonna explain that at all, or just...
No.
Okay.
She can't talk.
Doesn't have to.
She gets taken care of. She rides around in the bassinet. They feed her. They protect her. What a gig.
And you relate to that character the
Yes.
most? Okay.
I want to be taken care of and swaddled and
buddy.
fed.
Someone take Cudlitz home and pamper him, okay?
Take care of me. I need to be taken care of.
I really love Rick. I know it's a very popular answer, but I even though he got all the Alexandrians killed, arguably, he
murdered a bunch of people at the satellite station for absolutely no reason.
Yeah. 30 people, yeah.
It's a preemptive strike. Yeah, we got to take them down. Hit them before they hit us. Yeah. I just think he was a good man who really had the best interests of everyone in mind. Sometimes I question his choices, but I really think he I don't know. I always aspire to be more like Rick than Negan, because it's easy to be a Negan, right? It's easy to appeal to the darkest parts of ourselves, but Rick was always trying to be the best version, which is why he listened to his son's advice and showed him mercy, even though I think he should have killed Negan, but that's just me.
Valid. Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh, Raiden. Nice.
Yeah.
Hello.
Are we Mortal Kombat fans? What is this?
Hi.
Oh, we're not?
My
Okay.
name's Gavin.
Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Gavin.
Hi, my name's Gavin, and I was wondering if you agreed with Carl's death.
If we agreed with it?
Oh, I mean, if you thought it was the right decision.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, I think like it's, at least for me personally, it was I think a good time to not be on the show anymore. And I just because I just graduated high school and there's a lot of changes happening in my life, and it was like, okay, if it were to happen at any time, this is a good time for it to happen. I was able to pull out from college and make changes in my life. So, and I'd always said that if Carl were to die, I want him explosions, gunfire, and saving the day and everything. And when I got the script for his second to last episode, it's Negan coming up to Alexandria, saying this is it. I'm gonna, we're destroying Alexandria, and he's trying to negotiate with them at the gate, just trying to buy time to get Alexandria, everyone, safe. And so we saved the day, and Negan was blowing up Alexandria. So we got the explosions, and yes, I got everything that I could have wanted out of Carl's death. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we have about 3 minutes left. We're trying to do this as fast as possible.
Hi, my name is Brandon. I was just wondering which set was your favorite to film?
Which set?
Oof. It was the prison for me because we had air conditioning. It was great. It was our first time shooting on a soundstage.
Good call.
Yeah, first time shooting on a soundstage, and it was great.
Oh, yeah.
We had AC.
Yeah, right. We did the snow episode in season 9, end of season 9, or is it 10? Anyway, when we're running away from the Whispers and we get stranded on this frozen tundra, and that was at Tyler Perry Studios, and they had great AC in there. So that was great. Yeah.
I like the theme so far.
Yeah, AC. I mean, it's honestly, that's the best thing.
I liked, not because it was hot, but I liked when we filmed in the woods. I just like being outside.
The ticks and the snakes.
All of it, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Bray. And I was wondering who your favorite villain or villain group was.
Shane.
Oh, it's Shane.
Yeah.
I love the Terminus dude.
Andrew.
Garrett. Yeah.
Dude.
He's a terrific actor.
So
and
good.
I just feel like they were like our group. They just became who they had to become to survive. It's just we were looking at him through our eyes and through your eyes. So he was the asshole, but we were the asshole to him. But
Killed him and blew up his play.
yeah. Took all his stuff.
Yeah. Alpha and the Whisperers for me. She was. I think. Well, Samantha was just Did you ever get a chance to work with her?
I did.
That's okay. Yeah, I can remember for you. Yeah. Did you meet her ever?
I directed her.
I met her once. Yeah.
She was one of the nicest people on the planet, for one, but also just she played that with such inquisitiveness and she was like a little kid almost playing this character and discovering new things each time. And I feel like we didn't delve into the psychosis of the characters enough. If you saw reanimated corpses walking around, I defy most of you to keep a straight face and not lose your goddamn mind.
Right.
You would freak out and you might not be able to handle it. You might be like, my brain can't compute this. And I think her switch, her turn into a crazy person was just really well done, and I think she just played the hell out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely love Negan, Beta, and Alpha.
Hell yeah.
Those are my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like your tiara, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, real quick, we got less than a minute.
As someone trying to get into acting, what is something you do to shoot a scene to get your nerves out?
Shoot the scene. No, just get into it as quickly as possible. Get familiar with the people you're with as quickly as possible. If you can meet them beforehand, do that. But you're going to be nervous. Don't let that define anything. It's like every day, every new job that we all start, it's the first day of school. you're nervous, and that's part of the energy that you focus into doing that. Don't let the nerves talk you out of doing it. Follow your dream and stay focused on it.
Thank you.
Coral.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. This may be our last question, so I just want to.
We'll get through. We'll zip through everybody.
This question is for Ross. If Aaron got his own show and was paired up with one other character, who would you want that character to be?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, Abraham. I mean, I feel like just because he makes me laugh endlessly, I would say Jerry. Jerry is just like my guy, and he just makes me smile all the time. So I'd say Jerry. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, real quick.
Hi, Chandler. Mine's for you. With Carl's passing, what's something that you wish you could have done? Like, that's in the comics.
Just one thing.
Yeah, I think like honestly the whole Whisper storyline was like just really sick in the comics, and I would have loved to like play that out as Carl, but getting to watch Matt Lentz play out basically that storyline as Henry was like one of the coolest things ever. I sent him this long text afterwards of just like, dude, you just brought comic Carl to justice. Like,
Yeah,
you did a
I
good job.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, this is Eli. I was curious, which actors and crew members did you stay friends with after filming?
Oh man, passively almost everybody, but I'm closest right now with Josh.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
Okay, my name is Mary, and everybody knows about Andy and Norman's prank war. Now, did any of you participate in any pranks or shenanigans on set?
No, because at one point Norman put glitter in Andy's car, and when he turned it on, the glitter just exploded all over him. And I've said this millions of times. I hate glitter more than anything. I hate glitter. I hate glitter. I hate glitter so much. I hate it. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. So I stayed out of that. I stayed way the hell away from that. Yeah. And he put a live chicken. Andy put a live chicken in Norman's trailer, didn't he?
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It was wild. Yeah.
Hi.
Sorry. All right. I've heard of the secrecy on scripts. So when you guys learn about your deaths, like how long before you learn?
Some longer than others. I knew before you guys saw it. I knew a year and a half before. Wow. I knew 6 months before we might shoot it because we weren't sure if we were going to do it at the end of 6 or beginning of 7. So it was different for everyone.
Yeah, I got like it was like about 2 months before we shot my last scene. It was my heads up. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Ilsa. My question was about the relationships, specifically the gay relationships between Daryl and Aaron or Daryl and Jesus. Just kind of your thoughts on that and like.
If they could happen or what?
Yeah. Like if you like think that would have been a good choice or a bad choice or.
Yeah, no, I think it would have been a fantastic choice. I think that there was a lot of discussions about whether or not Daryl was going to wind up with Carol or Lauren Ridloff's character, Connie. But they kind of made him asexual, which is also a really strong choice too. And Norman's been very public saying that he would love to play him any way they wrote him. I really wish they had developed more for Aaron and Jesus. But they unfortunately never pursued that, which I think was a big misstep, in my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Hello.
Hi, my name is Kiana. My question's for Chandler. I was wondering, since this year is the 10-year anniversary of it, what was your initial reaction when you heard the 2015 hit anthem, Carl Papa?
Yeah, I already knew this was coming.
That's 10 years old now?
Yeah.
It is 2015.
Yep. This is so awesome. I remember when the first bad lip reading came out, I was like going around showing like the whole cast and crew.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious. I loved it.
Good.
Yep. And now I still get people calling me Carl Papa
I
and Coral and
I
just all the
remember in an old interview you talked about when you were in middle school how you loved seeing yourself on iFunny and then it got old real quick.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
No,
Did you get Jar Jar, dude?
Yep.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us on this Sunday afternoon. Thank you guys for hanging
Thank
out.
you guys.
Before we go, would you guys like to take a gigantic group selfie here with us?
They know.